Hello students, last video you must have seen that we have discussed about the upthrusting fluids and the various factors those which are responsible for causing that of the upthrust. In this video that we will see about that of the flotation and the principle of flotation. Sometimes you must have seen that in various fairs and commercial fairs that you must have seen the large balloon floating in that air filled with that helium gas. Similarly, you must have also seen that a small nail, a piece of small nail, iron nail, that can be immersed completely in water, whereas in case of a large ship containing various types of cargo can transport easily on that the surface of that the seawater. So sometimes the question must be coming to your mind that actually how is it possible that a very small piece of the nail that can be immersed completely, and whereas a very large ship that can be floating easily, and at the same time that you must have seen in case of your aquarium that how the fish is moving within that water. So all these are definitely raising a number of questions in your mind, which is particularly based on that the phenomenon of upthrust and particularly on that of the flotation, what we will discuss today. So now in this section that we will discuss about that the strange activities of that fluids. It may be one balloon or it may be that the ship, everything that is based on that of the principle of flotation. So before going to the principle of flotation, now let us see actually what happens. Already we have discussed in the previous section, but however, now consider that we have taken in a container some amount of the liquid, maybe water, and here what happens, the body is floating. Now in this condition the body is floating. Now consider that this is your water. So we have taken water and a piece of that wood or a piece of that thermocol is kept here, and previous section that we have also seen that whenever that of the weight of the body will be comparatively less, in such cases what will happen? Consider this is the body which is immersed in that liquid or it is kept in that liquid. So here we find that there are two forces which are acting here particularly. One, that is on the center of gravity. From the center of gravity, that a sort of force that acts which is due to the weight of the body, and from the center of buoyancy, that the buoyant force that is acting on this. So weight is that particular force which is acting on that of the center of gravity, and from the center of buoyancy, say for example that is C, which is symbolized as C as the center of buoyancy, from which that the buoyant force act on this or the thrust which act on that the body. These two forces that act on this body, and due to that of the forces, due to the activity of these forces, that we can see that the body it will be determined that whether the body will be floating or the body will sink. So that means now two forces here acting. One, that the force number one, that is your weight, which act vertically downward, and from the center of gravity. From center of gravity, which we have already discussed earlier in that earlier video, that center of gravity, where that all that forces acting downward, that is vertically downward, all these are acting on that particular point. And secondly, that is your buoyant force or upthrust. symbolized as FB, which act vertically upward and at center of buoyancy. Symbolized as C. Now in these conditions what happens? If both the forces are balanced and equal in magnitude, then something that will happen. If there will be both of these, it will be unbalanced, then we may have some different activities or different different actions that we can see here. Now take these three cases. In these three cases we will see, if we will take the three cases, three different cases. Now consider that the case 1, where we will find out, consider that the container that contains liquid and a body is completely immersed. Now consider that the solid is completely immersed in case of that of the liquid. We have taken the liquid in the container and the solid body is completely immersed in it. Why it will be immersed and why it is completely sinking down? At what condition it will sink down? So if we will see, then two forces, just like as we have discussed now, that two forces are acting. One, that is your weight, and the second one, that is your upthrust. This is a situation where that the weight of the body W is greater than that of the buoyant force. So whenever that of the weight of the body will be more than that of the upthrust, then obviously it is obvious that it will sink down. This also happens in case of the gases. For example, whenever we are taking a balloon and we are blowing air into that, and if it will be left, it will come down. But whereas in case of a balloon filled with that hydrogen or helium, that can be raised up. So now in this case what happens? That whenever we find this one, that W, or that the weight of the body is greater than that of the buoyant force, so therefore now we can say here what happens? Since these two are the quite unbalanced forces, so that is why weight minus that buoyant force will be greater than 0. This indicates that every time the body will be attracted towards the down part, or it will be sinking down. This is one condition for sinking. Whenever we can say that the weight of the body will be more than that of the upthrust, it will sink. At the same time, if we will see mathematically that weight, this can be expressed as volume of the body. Already we have discussed all these things in the past section. Volume of the body into the density of the solid into that acceleration due to gravity must be greater than that of the buoyant force. So in other words, we can say that the buoyant force that is equal to, that depends on that of the volume of the body immersed. So here the entire volume is immersed, so that is why the volume of the body immersed into the density of the liquid into that acceleration due to gravity. If this is the condition, then cancelling out this volume, because both the sides that the volume remains same, so that is why cancelling out this volume and acceleration due to gravity will be getting density of solid must be greater than that of the density of the liquid. This is another condition where the density of the solid will be greater than that of the density of the liquid. We may not know about this one, how much will be your weight of the body, but if we know that the density of the solid is greater than the density of the liquid, in that case definitely the body will be immersed completely. For example, in case of the ice ball, if we will take ice, in that case the density of the solid, means in case of ice, as you know that when water will be converted to that ice, in that case the density will be reduced. So that is why, since the density is not more, in that case it will be floating. Now here what happens? If we will consider, as I gave you one example, first one, that in case of the iron nail, if we consider the iron nail, in that case definitely the density of that of the iron net must be greater than that of the water or that the liquid in which it is immersed or it is allowed to be immersed. So in such cases only it will sink down. This is another condition for sinking. Means here we have taken the first case where the body sinks. So one condition that is the weight will be greater than that of the thrust. Second condition is the density of the body will be greater than that of the density of the liquid. So, and at the same time if we will see that the apparent weight will be greater than that of the zero. Apparent weight in the sense, apparent weight or the false weight whenever the body is immersed, false weight must be greater than that of zero. So these are the conditions whenever, and at the same time also another factor that we have already discussed in the section 1, that here the center of gravity and center of buoyancy should be at one place because the entire body is immersed. So that is why this is another condition where the center of gravity and center of buoyancy that will be at the same point. So these are the conditions for sinking of a body. Whenever we say that yes, a body is sink down, so this indicates that definitely this must be the phenomena which has to be there. Scientifically all these things are there. Now take the second case. If we consider the second case where a body is, no doubt the body is under the surface. Sometimes what happens, you must have seen that a piece of wood, whenever it will be kept, then in that case it will be just below to the surface of that of the liquid, but however it will be in the floating condition. So this may be one condition, or you must have seen that certain substances, like in case of the thermocol or even that the polythene, paper, all these substances are there. Those which are floating, undoubtedly they are floating, but some part of that it is still above to that of the surface of that of the liquid. Now these are the two conditions where we can say that the body does not sink, rather the body floats. Let us consider in this case number 2. In this case exactly what happens? Now whenever in this case also just like the previous one, here also two forces are acting. Here also two forces are acting, one that is your weight and the other one is your upthrust. The same thing here also we will find out that two forces are acting, that one that is your weight, the second one is your upthrust. This is the case number 3. This is case number 2. Now these two conditions are there which are meant for the flotation. Now in this case what happens? That this is the condition where that weight of the body must be equal to that of the buoyant force or that of the upthrust. So this is a condition where that the weight of the body will be equal to that of the buoyant force or the upthrust, whereas in this case we can say that both are unbalanced. This weight and force both are unbalanced. Here both are balanced. So that is why both the magnitude will be equal. But here it is unbalanced. In the case 1 we have also seen that whenever a body is sinking, at that time also we have seen that two unbalanced forces are there. One is your that the weight, the second one is your that the upthrust. Now similarly here also these two are unbalanced, and here we can say since the body is rising up instead of sinking, it is floating and most of the parts is just upon the surface. So that is why now in this case we can say that weight of the body must be less than that of the buoyant force. This is one common experience, that weight of the body must be less than that of the upthrust or the buoyant force. So as a result what happens? Every time the upward force is rising or lifting to that body upward direction, so as a result here we will find out that the weight of the body that is less than that of the buoyant force. Now in such condition, this is one condition where these two are the conditions where a body can be said to be in the floating condition. So for flotation what is required? Either that of the weight of the body should be equal to that of the buoyant force, or the weight must be less than that of the buoyant force. This is condition number 1. Second condition, if we go to that of the derivation, mathematical derivation, we can say that weight of the body, which depends on that of the volume of the body immersed into the density of the solid into that acceleration of gravity, that must be equal to the volume of the body immersed, since the both the situations that the volume of the body immersed is same. So that is why here the volume of the body immersed, that is V, density of the liquid into acceleration due to gravity. So cancelling out this volume and acceleration due to gravity, will be getting, this is one condition where the density of the solid must be equal to the density of the liquid. So remember that this is the situation where if a body is just under the surface of that the liquid, then in that condition we have to understand that definitely the density of the solid must be equal to density of the liquid. And at the same time, if we will see that W minus Fb, if I will take that Fb or that the buoyant force, then it must be W minus buoyant force will be equal to 0. That means here it appears that as if the body appears to be lost its weight, or in other words we can say that the buoyant force and that the weight must be equal. Now in this condition, if we see, this is also another floating condition. Here also we can say that W is less than that of the buoyant force. So therefore, if in the mathematically we can calculate, then it will be coming the density of the solid must be less than that of the density of the liquid. So these are the two conditions for that of the flotation. So for the flotation, that either the density of the solid will be equal to the density of the liquid, or the density of the solid will be less than that of the density of the liquid. In no way that the density of the solid will be greater than that of the density of the liquid. The moment once the density of the solid will be greater than that of the liquid in which it is kept, or in the fluid in which it is kept, then in that condition definitely we find out that it will sink down. So therefore, in this case the density of the solid is less than that of the density of the liquid, and you will see to that of the center of gravity and center of buoyancy. This is a short, or this is one case where the body maintains its stable equilibrium. So as a result, what happens? Now in this case, the center of gravity and center of buoyancy both will be at the same point. Just like the previous one, in the case 1 sinking condition, we have seen that the center of gravity and center of buoyancy both are at the same point. Here also in the same point, because the entire part of the body is immersed. Whereas in this case, you will find out the center of gravity and center of buoyancy will not be at the same point. Center of gravity and center of buoyancy will not be at the same point, because center of gravity will be unchanged. It depends on the shape of the body and size of the body. So therefore, center of gravity here and center of buoyancy, it will be just a little bit lower to that of the center of gravity. So that means in such condition, what happens that the center of gravity will be just little bit above to that of the center of buoyancy, and here it happens that the center of gravity and center of buoyancy both will be at the same point. So these are the conditions from which now we can reach to a conclusion, to an inference, which states the basic principle of flotation. What is that? This indicates that whenever a solid is floating in case of a liquid, whenever a solid is floating in case of a liquid, the weight of the whole solid acting vertically downward at the center of gravity must be less than that of, either it will be less than or it will be equal to that of the upthrust which is acting at the center of buoyancy. And in such cases, here we will find out how much amount of the liquid that will be displaced. Either it will be equal to that of the body, equal to the volume of the body, or it will be comparatively less than that of the volume of the body. It will be equal to that of the volume of the body, that is immersed within that of the liquid. This is what you that the principle of flotation. Now, just correlate to this one with respect to that the examples what I have given before. For example, consider that in case of an iceberg, when the ice is floating, in that case we have seen that ice at 0 degree Celsius approximately the density of that ice approximately it will be coming less than that of water at 4 degree Celsius, which is having the maximum density. So that is why what happens in this case we will find out whenever an iceberg will be there on the surface of the sea. Say for example in case of the polar region or Antarctica, in that case you will find out very large masses of that the iceberg must be floating. In that case we can find out this principle where that the entire the density of that of ice is quite less than that of water. So that is why it floats, and it floats in such a manner some part of that body is immersed, whereas maximum part means some part will be above to that of the surface of water, and maximum part of that one it will be completely immersed. So there are several examples, there are several consequences that happens around us which based on that of the principle of flotation. So it is your duty that you can relate, just like as I gave an example that a small piece of iron nail that can be sinking, whereas in case of a very large ship that can be floating condition. Similarly, certain substances are there, like suppose sheep, whenever it is coming from that of the sea or ocean to the river, at that time you will find out the part of the ship which is immersed, that there will be a sort of variation in case of the sinking part whenever it is coming from that of the sea to that of the river. So there are so many. Similarly, in case of that of the divers, those which are the sea divers, particularly those who are going for swimming and those who are sea divers are there. Those who, whenever they are diving, at that time they are diving in a particular mechanism. It is not necessary that at a time you will dive there. And why this happens? Because in that condition, what happens? That you will find out that the average density of that of the human body can be controlled. So as a result, what happens? It will come to the floating condition. In that condition, the average density of the human body should be less than that of the water or the surrounding medium where it is swimming. So these are some of the consequences. This is one section of that of the principle of flotation or the flotation. The second section will discuss about how it is related to the density, how it is related to the volume of the body, and how it is related to the density of the liquid. And till then, thank you very much. Watch it carefully, like it, and share this video.